Judith Weir has composed a plethora of works, including 11 operas, 2 concertos, and a slew of chamber works, including Sinfonia Chromatica. It was originally scored for a brass chamber group, but thanks to open instrumentation, our group has adopted it to include a member of almost every instrument family. Please enjoy.
Ravi Kitapa is a composer of contemporary chamber, vocal, orchestral, and electronic music who currently resides in the Central California area. He studied philosophy at Johns Hopkins University and music at Columbia University. Recently, he completed his PhD in composition at UC Berkeley. Kitapa's music has been commissioned by numerous performers and ensembles, including Garth Knox, Ensemble del Niente, and the Janacek Philharmonia, among others. He has been chosen to participate in several music festivals, including the Bowling Green New Music Festival and the Bang on a Can Summer Institute. Kitapa's music has been described by critics as vivid soundscapes. Kitapa's 2012 piece entitled From Nothing involves 17 events, each of which is a swelling crescendo from nothing to a loud peak and a return to nothing as the next event begins. Each event increases in pitch until the 12th event, and the remainder of the events decrease in pitch. Each performer reaches peak volume at a slightly different time. Listen for changes in timbre as the performers use different techniques to vary the sound of their instruments from event to event. From Nothing features elements of indeterminacy, which is a compositional technique in which the performers are allowed to make important decisions about the piece, often in the moment. In From Nothing, the performers choose which notes they play in each event, and the length of each event is determined by the group as it is occurring. As a result, the piece varies from performance to performance and can feature consonances or sharp dissonances depending upon chance. The title, as well as the structure and sound of the work, seems to evoke a sense of cosmic creation.
Gilda Lyons is an American composer born in 1975. Her career as an active composer began in 1997 with the premiere of a song cycle that she wrote and also performed in as a vocalist at its premiere. She studied composition at Bard College, University of Pittsburgh, and State University of New York at Stony Brook, where she earned a PhD in music composition. She's currently Associate Professor of Composition at the Hart School in Connecticut. This piece, Chrysalis, is a 5-movement work, and the idea behind it is essentially a guided meditation on the idea of fundamental change. And each movement of this work has notated musical ideas that are intended for the performers to expand upon and improvise on. So the performers can change or add to the ideas that are written, essentially exploring the ideas of change. And this work was dedicated to Lyons' friend Celia Cook.
Hello there, everybody. I hope you're enjoying the concert so far. This next piece is by Christian Wolff, and it's from a collection of pieces entitled Tilbury. And the collection is named after pianist John Tilbury, who's a big proponent of the works of Christian Wolff, John Cage, and is well known for his interpretations of Morton Feldman. And this work kind of draws inspiration from a lot of the improvisatory techniques that he uses when playing piano and applies them to a larger ensemble with like set guidelines. The piece is in almost a binary form due to there being a first event section with a duration of notes that are used for a certain scale, and transferring over to a second area where the tempo is faster with a different selection of scales to choose from, which allows the performers to work together to create and improvise new music using the guidelines that were set out by Christian Wolff. The piece allows for a lot of interpretation and collaboration between all the musicians happening all at the same time, and it's a freeing way to play the music. I hope you enjoy Tilbury 4 by Christian Wolff.
Frederick Czevsky is an American composer and pianist. He was born in Massachusetts in 1938. He began playing the piano at the age of 5, which inspired his entire musical career. He went on to attend Harvard and Princeton, where his teachers of composition included Walter Piston and Milton Babbitt. Czevsky, as a composer, is seen as a somewhat enigmatic figure of the 20th century avant-garde. His collection of works is often quite difficult to describe, but is most simply described as contemporary and avant-garde most times. He writes a wide array of music, though many of his pieces have a political and social meaning. The piece we are performing today is titled Crusoe. Crusoe is a 65-movement work composed in 1993 by Czevsky. Crusoe, the title, is in reference to Robinson Crusoe, the title of a novel by Daniel Defoe from 1719. This piece was written for 4 to 8 players of any instrumentation, and each movement makes use of different techniques both compositionally and for the performers as well. This piece requires the players to play their instrument traditionally, as well as chant and sing lines about Robin Crusoe, play percussive rhythms in unison, breathe rhythmically, and even bark. I hope you enjoy Crusoe.
Crusoe. Poor Robin Crusoe. Where are you, Robin Crusoe? Where have you been? Woo 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 woo. did I come from?
And where have
I been? Poor Robin Crusoe, where did I come from? Where have I been? I smiled to myself at the sight of this money. O drug, said I aloud, what art thou good for?
John Cage was an American composer who is known for his avant-garde compositions and for challenging the very ideas of what constitutes music. One of his most famous pieces is 433, in which a performer sits at the piano in silence for 4 minutes and 33 seconds, and whatever sounds occur in the performance space during that time are to be perceived as part of the musical performance. Cage was the pioneer of this sort of indeterminacy, which is prevalent throughout most of his works. He defined it as the ability of a piece to be performed in substantially different ways. The legacy he left behind was the new possibility that even silence is in fact sound, and all sound is music. 5 is one of John Cage's so-called number pieces, written for 5 players and lasting about 5 minutes. There are 5 lines, each with 1, 2, or 3 predetermined pitches per line. Each is played for a range of time marked in the music. The player is free to brush in and out of the pitches as they please, playing some or all of each line. Since the lines are so long and sustained, the piece creates a sort of meditation on held sounds. There's no discernible melody or pulse. Cage's indeterminacy is seen in the way the sustained notes act as not only music, but also as a backdrop or a metaphorical silence.